Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch App Reviewers. In this video, I have some really interesting news on the iPhone 8 or whatever it's going to be called. It turns out two case manufacturers actually both said that they're changing the SKUs on their products to reflect different names than we had thought about before. So previously, we thought that the iPhone 7, iPhone 7s, and iPhone 8 would be the phones that come out this year, but it sounds like it's going to be iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone Edition. So it sounds like they're skipping the entire 7S series. Now, I'll explain why that makes a little bit of sense here in a minute, but let's scroll down and see what kind of proof they actually have found. This reporter was in Berlin at IFA. He was talking with some case manufacturers who claimed that they learned from sources in Shenzhen that the iPhone packaging was resembling iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone Edition. So these case manufacturers obviously want to get ahead of the curve here. And a lot of case manufacturers right now have the iPhone 7s, iPhone 7s Plus, and iPhone 8 packaging. Like if you search on Amazon, you're going to find some iPhone 8 cases and stuff, but that might actually be the wrong phone. So the iPhone 8 might be what we thought the 7S would be, and the 8 Plus would be the iPhone 7S Plus, and the iPhone Edition would be what we thought the iPhone 8 was going to be. So just keep that in mind as we go on here. And it does make sense from Apple's perspective here, because they've got the Apple Watch and then the Apple Watch Edition, which is obviously the more premium one, which could be what they're going for here. Now, it would make sense for them to update the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus names and just skip the 7S altogether, because it's going to be kind of a new phone altogether. It's going to have the glass back and the stainless steel on the sides, supposedly. Maybe it'll be aluminum on the sides on the 8 and 8 Plus. Wouldn't be totally against this naming change, just because I think it really does kind of change the lineup to the average consumer who's just going to see, oh, okay, there's the iPhone 8 and iPhone 7S. That wouldn't make as much sense as, oh, there's an iPhone 8 and then there's the iPhone Edition. So if I wanted to hop up to that next tier of smartphone, the super ultra premium, whatever Lamborghini of, smartphones, then I will get the iPhone Edition. So I think that this naming scheme might be actually correct because two of these case makers, they're pretty big ones. Apparently one of them is in the Apple store. These are not small fly-by-night case maker outfits. One brand is carried in the Apple store, which is maybe Mophie, or what are the other ones? Spec, maybe. Those used to be carried in Apple stores. Not sure if they still are. The other one is one of our biggest sellers on 9to5 Toys. So obviously I could go on there and look. But that's just crazy to think about. They wanted to remain anonymous. Yeah, he tweeted out major case makers updated internal SKUs this week to the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone Edition. I wouldn't be mad at it. The iPhone 8 sounded cool. iPhone X sounds kind of stupid. iPhone Edition kind of sounds dumb, but at the same time, there was a report that only one iPhone Edition would be released every 2 years. Not sure if that's going to hold up. But for such a premium price tag of, like $1,100 for the mid-tier model, it's a big price to pay for a phone. So I would not be surprised if they only released one of these every, 2 years, but that kind of could get behind the curve. I know that smartphone features and stuff is kind of slowing down because there's only so much you can do with a phone. At the same time, I think that Apple, they want their money, so they'll probably release one every year. But I just don't know how naming would go in the future, like iPhone Edition 2, or I don't know. So we'll have to see on that. That's just a very interesting tidbit of news that I saw. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on real quickly here, I'm not going to make a whole video on this, so I'm just going to include it here at the end for all you guys that actually watch these videos to the end, but this was pretty interesting. The iPhone 8/Edition, whatever it is, may include an option to invoke Siri with the sleep and wake button. So this is something that Rambo guy, who I have shown on my channel previously, he found all of those, the new gestures and stuff on the iPhone 8 for closing apps and such in my previous videos. But this one he thinks that the power button would actually be the home button, possibly. So in a tweet last night, Rambo said, "What if the lock button becomes the home button?" After another user asked if he discovered some code, the idea, Rambo confirmed, saying, "I did find a gesture to invoke Siri by holding the lock button." We do know pretty much for a fact that the power button, or at least that's what we think it is, the lock button, is elongated and is a little bit bigger on the iPhone 8 or iPhone Edition, whatever it is. Besides the fact that it's just easier to press that way, I don't know why else they would make it bigger. Now, hopefully they don't do like Samsung did with the Bixby button on their phone that no one likes because Bixby sucks, but it's just a dedicated button for Bixby. So if they'd made that a Siri button, I would be pretty pissed off about that, just because that's where the power button is. So I don't know that they would actually do this. However, if you like set your phone down or something, maybe it'll lock itself, but that could get in the way of things. Like if you want to just set your phone down and maybe voice record something if you're in a class but you want to keep your screen on. So I don't know how they're going to do this. Hopefully it's just a normal lock button. I suppose holding it down, to invoke Siri could make some sense. But how are we going to hard reset our phones? Like that's my question. if they make this into like a Siri button. I guess it would be the same as the iPhone 7 where you hold the down button on the volume, but who knows? This is kind of all over the place. This guy has built up a pretty good track record this year so far. So if he did find a gesture to invoke Siri by holding the lock button, then maybe it's true. It's hard to say at this point. Gesture, I don't know if that's the right word for that. We'll have to see what comes out of this leak. Could just be a fake leak put in there by Apple that he found. Who knows? But it would be pretty interesting to see Siri invoked by the lock button. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And I think it is pretty cool that they might actually drop the 7S. I don't like the S lines usually as much altogether. So they'll just kind of drop that. Because it is kind of known as an inferior model, I guess, by a lot of people. Like, oh, I got the 6S. Oh, it's not a whole, number upgrade. I don't know. But that's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit with a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, hit that little bell icon so you guys get notified every time I drop a new video. Peace.